With major news out of Washington, D.C., longtime U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina has died following what his office says was, quote, a brief and sudden illness. Graham was first elected to the Senate in 2003 and was a close political ally of President Donald Trump. He was running for re-election, seeking a fifth six-year Senate term this November. NBC News reports that overnight, emergency personnel responded to a call for cardiac arrest at Graham's Capitol Hill home. The senator had recently visited Ukraine and met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday. He was scheduled to appear on NBC's Meet the Press this morning. The response from the political world continues to pour in this morning. President Trump posting on social media within the last several hours that Graham was one of the greatest people he had ever known. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster says Graham was a steadfast and loyal friend. NBC's Meet the Press will have continuing coverage of Graham's death and his political legacy coming up at 9 o'clock. Developing this morning, the U.S. says it's now launching new strikes on Iran after Tehran struck a ship passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian leaders say they're closing the waterway until further notice, saying the vessel ignored their instructions. The U.S. says the ship suffered major damage and one civilian crew member is still missing. The latest exchange comes after several attacks on commercial tankers this week, raising new concerns about global shipping. Back here in Minnesota this morning, hundreds of people in Maple Plain are under a boil water advisory because of contamination concerns. A communication failure between the city's water tower and water treatment plant caused a loss in water pressure yesterday morning. Officials say that can increase the risk of contamination, and as a precaution, the entire city is operating under a boil water advisory. Crews were able to restore service and system pressure, and the water tower is being replenished. City leaders say they do expect water quality test results to be available by this afternoon. This week, state officials released a 6-month progress report on Minnesota's new paid leave program, which has been used by 75,000 people since launching in January. The paid leave program offers 12 weeks of medical leave, 12 weeks of family leave, or 20 weeks for a combination of both. According to the state, medical leave and bonding leave for new parents are what most people are taking. While state officials say the rollout has been smooth, some business owners have criticized the program as a one-size-fits-all.
This spring, we had somebody out, and we ran short shifts, and that's always a challenge.
So far, the program has paid out nearly $600 million in wages, and the average weekly payment is about $1,000. A disappointing update for the Minnesota Aurora FC this morning, who lost their semifinal playoff game in Seattle late last night. It was a heartbreaking finish for the team against Salmon Bay FC, losing in penalty kicks 3-2. The Aurora scored the game's first goal, but Salmon Bay tied the match in the second half and went on to win in the shootout. The location of the game was controversial because Minnesota had the best record in the USLW, going undefeated in the regular season, but they did not host this playoff game despite submitting a bid to have the match be played at TCO Stadium in Eagan. This was the team's second straight appearance in the semifinals.